If you gamble long enough, you're eventually going to lose. On today's case, that's exactly what Ms. Rogers feels has been happening with her relationship to Ms. Davis. Is she willing to roll the dice on their future or fold on this relationship for good? Let's hear their case.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding. Your Honor, this is the case of Rogers versus Davis.
Thank you. Ms. Rogers, Ms. Davis. Ms. Rogers, you're here today because you say your partner, Ms. Davis, is a controlling liar who is slowly trying to work her way out of your relationship. You say that while you were once excited to plan a future together, you now feel like you're in the relationship alone.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Davis, you say you feel your relationship literally is on its last legs. You say your disagreements about communication, finances, and your future have you wondering if you should even continue to put any more effort into this relationship at all.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so we clearly are having a communication breakdown. I'd love to know, Ms. Rogers, how we ended up here today.
Well, today I'm here because we've been together for 6 years, and I wanted to know if this relationship will work or not, because she just isn't the way she used to be.
You expected something else, and what you got is not what you signed up for.
Right.
Okay, so Ms. Davis, tag, you're it.
So, Your Honor, I think that over time people, make mistakes, but I know that I'm confident in everything I do. Sometimes things go wrong, and, I love her. I do want it to work out, but if it doesn't, then, I guess that's what we have to live with. But I do want to make things work out.
So in other words, we're walking in here with an attitude of let's try to find a solution. Is that fair?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, Ms. Rogers, just tell me what got us to this point.
Well, we had went out to eat one time, and we was looking cute, and I wanted us to take some photos. So as we was eating and everything, I was like, oh, let's take a Snapchat video. And she was just like, no. I'm like, what do you mean, no? And she was like, no, I don't want to take a video with you. I don't want to take no photos with you. So I was like, well, why not? And she was like, well, I have an important phone call coming. I was like, okay, and I will give you back your phone. It's not that deep. Let's take a photo. And she was just like, no. So I felt like she was cheating and hiding stuff in her phone.
Simply because she didn't want to take a photo?
Right.
Is that something that was different? Was that not usual?
Yes, because normally she would let me use her phone at any given time, and we will always take photos and pictures together at any time, and then she just started switching up.
Okay, so Ms. Davis, why didn't you want to take photos, and was there anything in that phone that should have caused concern?
Your Honor, there was nothing in the phone that could have caused concern. I'm an artist, so I have calls from producers, different engineers, and other artists, trying to work with me. And we never have done that before. We've never ever gave each other our phones. We never was like, hey, let me see your phone for this, that, and the third. We just never did that before.
But wait a minute, Ms. Rogers just said that was never a problem before. You're telling me it's not something that was usual.
Not to my knowledge. Maybe she went through my phone when I was asleep a couple times. I don't know.
I never went through her phone, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Davis, can you recall a time where that was something that was usual?
Your Honor, I would say probably when, I wasn't busy, if I had nothing to do. I can't really recall all the moments that ever happened before, but I just don't. We never did, a thing
Your
that
Honor.
was constant,
Well, you work in the entertainment industry, so I know that requires a certain amount of access from other people, but I get the feeling that, Ms. Rogers, it's access that you're not liking a lot right now.
No, I'm not.
Walk me through that.
So she had a first show, and we've been drinking a lot and everything.
That was the first mistake, you know that.
Yes. So when we went to her show, after we were drinking and everything, I went to the restroom, and I come back, and she has about 2 to 3 different females sitting on her lap and talking to her and buying her drinks. So I had
Well, how long were you in the restroom?
I was only in there for 10 minutes.
Okay, so what happened, Ms. Davis? Why did you have the groupies all around you by that time?
Your Honor, that did not happen. You know, we were at the club.
How can two people be having the exact same experience and have completely different versions? It's one thing to say, well, it didn't happen like that.
Right.
You just said it didn't happen.
Right.
She's crazy.
It didn't happen that way.
Okay.
So she did go to the restroom, and some people did come over to talk to me and tell me my performance was good. They liked it. They enjoyed it. I got their Instagram just to connect with them in the future. That was it. And then she came out the restroom, and I guess she assumed because she saw drinks and she saw, like, women and whatnot. Mind you, I told her this before. I told her, listen, I wanted her to come to all my shows just so she could be a part of it and see exactly why I put so much energy and effort into what I do.
That is a lie.
And
That is a lie.
I definitely, that's
That
not
is
a
a
lie.
lie.
I definitely did
That
tell
is
her.
a lie.
I did tell her
That
that.
is a lie.
Okay.
I did tell her
That's
that.
a lie.
All right.
Okay, well, you all are not communicating. Miss Rogers, if you were at the show, clearly Miss Davis wanted you to be at the show.
Yeah.
So tell me what the issue is.
The issue is when I confront her about the people that were sitting next to her and sitting on her lap and everything, she did say, oh no, they were just fans. I understand and I get that you're a rapper, but at the same sense, I feel like that's not okay for you to be having people sitting on your lap when you have a whole girlfriend.
That's a lie, though, because that
Girl.
never happened.
You didn't have people sitting on your lap.
Your Honor, I promise you that
You
I would not do
did.
that. I would not
Do we
that.
have photographs? Because, you know...
No.
No, we do not.
I don't.
And by the way, everybody already admitted that you all were drinking and getting your party on.
Yes.
Yes, there were drinks involved, but I did not have anybody sitting on my lap, literally. And then she came out, didn't say anything about anybody sitting around me. She came out, was quiet, was just like, you know, how's everything going? You know what I'm
No, I
saying?
was not. I
She
told
saw
you
people.
to move them girls away from you, and you still was like, no, that's not the problem.
Because it wasn't like how she was making
It
it
was
seem,
like
honestly.
that.
You know,
It was.
later on in the car, she did bring it up to me, but for her to make it seem like she addressed it right then and there, that never happened.
We had took a break, and within those breaks, she was dealing with other people.
I have female friends, and I have people who want to be
You
around
can have
me.
female friends and,
right.
not
I have
deal
female
with
friends, people want to be around me.
Were you dating them?
Dating them, like,
Okay, I love when people like to parse their words. You and I both know what we're talking about. Were you hitting it with anybody else? Do I need to be that?
no.
Miss Rogers, does Miss
Yes.
Davis give you reason to believe that she is a cheater?
Yes. So.
And you better come with the evidence, because you know it's not just a matter of saying she's a cheater. What you got?
So we had took a break, and within those breaks, I had a rumor that she was dealing with other people.
So when you say you took a break, what does that mean when you take a break?
So we had actually broke off our relationship at that time. But
So
we had,
was there any agreement
Yes.
when you broke off that relationship?
Yes.
And
Your
what
Honor,
was
there
the
was-
We
agreement?
had-
Wait a minute. It's gonna be your turn in 1 minute, Miss Davis.
We had an agreement that we was not going to deal with other people, and that we was not going to talk to different other people, that we were just going to work on ourselves.
Miss Davis, what was your understanding of the break?
Your Honor, my understanding of the break was that, you know, I'm not with you at that moment. You know, we did talk about, you know, not talking to other people, not entertaining the people. And I did for a while, you know, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. But I have female friends, and I have people who want to be
You
around
can have
me.
female friends and
right,
not
I have
deal
female
with
friends,
them.
people want to be around me.
Were you dating them?
Dating them, like,
Okay, I love when people like to parse their words. You and I both know what we're talking about. Were you hitting it with anybody else? Do I need to be that?
no.
Yes, you was.
No, I didn't know.
You
no.
did a little
Yes,
bit of
you was.
I'm
I did not.
Okay. You did not.
No.
That's how you know
no.
she lying, because she wiggled her little nose and squinted her eyes like that when
And
she
that's
lying.
what you used to love the most about her, right? Was that wiggle of the nose?
Yeah.
Your Honor, I did not do
exactly.
anything that we did not agree on.
How
I
long
said
were you on this break?
We was on a break for 4 months.
4 months.
Yes.
And during that time, did you go out with anyone else?
No.
You got a little twerk on your nose yourself.
Your
Okay.
Honor, I know she did.
No.
If we talking nose twerking, I see a little nose wiggling
No.
your dog on stuff. So here's my question. During this break, you felt that Miss Davis violated the agreement.
Yes.
And started dealing with females in a way that you had not agreed to. Is that fair?
Yes, ma'am.
And Miss Davis is saying she never dealt with anybody in a way that was disrespectful to your relationship. Is that fair, Miss Davis?
Your Honor, that is correct. And I do recall during this time, we were on a 4-month break. I did go see her, you know, because I like to check on her and whatnot. And she did go through my phone when I was asleep. And I know this because I woke up one day and she told me that, you know, she saw a text in there from a number, and that number was my ex. So,
Your Honor, I had
You know-
submitted a photo to the court.
I would like to see that photo. Let me see this evidence, please. Oh, this is a text message. I had a great time. I've missed you so much. I assume that's from the ex. Missed you too. I assume that's from our defendant, Ms. Davis. When are you going to tell her? Oops. Don't worry, I got this. What were you supposed to tell her, Ms. Davis?
all right, Your Honor, I did tell her that I was going to leave her indefinitely, but I never told Kalima this because
you
at
did
the
not-
time,
One moment.
because at the time I didn't see that, and I did have someone that I was just trying to vent to emotionally and whatnot, but
Did you use this young lady? Did you lead that young lady down a path to say that there was a possibility of something to exist between us?
I needed a friend, and at the time, my ex was that friend for me. So
Do you think if I asked her that question, she'd feel the same way?
no, she would not.
You brought a witness to court today.
I did.
Ms. Tucker, welcome. Have you seen the relationship between Ms. Rogers and Ms. Davis?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the ups and downs. A lot of the situations they're speaking on now, I can attest to.
I know that you are better friends with Ms. Davis than you are with Ms. Rogers. Do you think that they should be together?
No, it's not really feasible. I mean, they're on two different paths.
If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Missed a show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content. Whenever you engage with somebody, you're responsible for the other person.
Right.
And they can make mistakes, they can misinterpret, but if you let them believe something that is not true, that's really not fair.
Your Honor, I agree. It's not fair at all. But to be honest, like I said, if you're on a break, what kind of loyalty do you want in that moment?
Well,
So-
according to Ms. Rogers, she expected you to be working on yourself and whatever problems you all were having individually. She didn't expect that you were going to seek solace in
Your
the
Honor,
arms of
she used to
someone
lie to
else.
me all
Your
the
Hon-
time, though.
No,
We're getting
she's a
into-
liar
She
and
used to
she's the
cheat.
cheater.
She used to do things that led me to feel like because she initiated this break for me, because she wanted to be with somebody else. And
That's what you thought.
Yeah, that's why I know.
Okay, Ms. Rogers, Ms. Davis said you yourself have stepped outside and looking for solace elsewhere. Is that true?
No, that's not true.
You have not been with any other
Your
women.
Honor, she is
No.
lying to you.
So,
I'm sorry.
No,
She-
because
that-
we
that-
had
that
a
is
talk
Just one
that
moment, I wanna hear what
we
Ms.
had
Rogers
a talk
has to say.
that we was going to get ourselves together. So, and then also, we were supposed to get married and have a family and everything also. So that's why I was like, okay, well, we can take a break to see, if that's where we want to go.
Ms. Davis, why do you say that she was seeing someone else?
So we happened to be on FaceTime at the same time, and she was texting or DMing one of her exes or somebody she was trying to talk to. And I asked her, I was like, you talked to this person today? And she told me no. And I told her I had the screenshots in my phone.
Okay,
So-
Ms. Rogers, honestly, if someone confronts you in your face and you lie to them straight in their face and they have proof and then they show you that proof, it's very difficult to rebuild that trust, as you can imagine.
Yes, but she did the same thing to me.
That means that the two of you, and we're gonna move past this because I'm
Yeah.
looking at two liars.
Your
You can
Honor.
excuse it any way you want to, but you've lied and you've lied. You've done it since you've been standing in this courtroom. That's just not the foundation of a relationship, not a healthy relationship. For instance, I understand in these court papers that there's some allegations of financial irresponsibility.
Yes, Your Honor.
So why don't you talk to me about that?
So we was hanging out one day, and she was like, oh, I need to go get gas. I said, okay. So we stopped at the gas station, and she came back out with lottery tickets of, I want to say about maybe $100 worth of lottery tickets. So then she was like that she had got excited because of she had won some money. So I'm thinking she won about $1,000, and she only won back $50. So I'm like, you over here wasting all your money on lottery tickets when you should be saving your money.
Your Honor, we have our own separate accounts. So I understand why she's trying to make it seem like I come home with nothing at all to give her to pay the rent.
Because
and
you
if we're
don't.
if we're being honest, times that we did need to pay rent, I had to call my friends and ask them to help me because she couldn't
But
help
they
me.
couldn't help you
And
either.
They did help me.
No, they
and
didn't.
none of them like her, honestly.
No.
My family or friends don't really care for her because she doesn't put the effort in enough to make sure that I'm good at home and that we're good at home. She never, ever takes accountability for her actions.
You brought a witness to court today.
I did.
Okay,
I did.
and I'd like for our witness to to join us. I understand the witness is Jessica Tucker, who is
Yes.
a friend of our defendant. Ms. Tucker, welcome. Ms. Tucker, you're a friend of our defendant, Ms. Davis. How long have you known Ms. Davis?
We've been friends going on about 4 years or so now.
Okay, and have you seen the relationship between Ms. Rogers and Ms. Davis?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the ups and downs. A lot of the situations they're speaking on now, I can attest to. When they had that break period, I was right there. I'm telling her, girl, don't go down there. You don't need to worry about her. Just stay single. Y'all broke up now.
And Ms. Tucker, I just want to make sure that you're not the person that was the ex-girlfriend.
No, I ride
Okay.
for my friend first.
Okay.
Khalid was cool to talk, but to be honest with you, she does lie. I get the talk. I get she's lying. We're taking a break. Those are the phone calls I get. Oh, we don't have money for this. Kalima needs money for that. Those are the conversations I have with Charnel.
So here's a tough question. I know that you are better friends with Ms. Davis than you are with Ms. Rogers. Do you think that they should be together?
No, it's not really feasible. I mean, they on two different paths. Charnel wants to have a career in music. She's been doing her thing. She's actually really good at it. I'm telling her to get out there, do your thing, invest in yourself. And then Khalid was all, well, what about me? I don't want to go to that. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And I'm like, if she gets invited to go do a show and you won't go with her to support her, how are you her partner in crime? You're not supporting her.
Ms. Tucker, I appreciate your insight. I appreciate you coming in today.
Absolutely.
Ms. Rogers, Ms. Davis said her friends, quote, don't like you. Is there a reason you think they don't?
I feel like they don't like me because, yes, we always do argue, but that's the main issue is us arguing.
Your
So
Honor.
I feel like there's no reason for them to not like me.
Do you want this relationship to work?
Yes.
What are you willing to do to put forth the effort to make the relationship work?
I'm willing to, like, change my attitude and I guess be
Your
more
Honor, no, she's
supportive.
not.
Just
She
one
never
moment.
changes-
Excuse
What?
me,
She
Ms.
was not
Davis.
talking
One
to
moment,
you.
please.
With you lying like that, though.
No, you're lying.
her
Be
speak,
quiet.
please.
She was not talking to you.
Ms. Rogers?
Attitude
Let
never
her
changes.
speak.
Ms. Rogers, you said you're willing to make the changes that are necessary.
Yes.
Ms. Davis, quite frankly, I'm not sure why she'd be willing to make the changes if you cut her off all the time in this conversation. I mean, she's not even been able to make her point.
Your Honor, because there's no point to be made.
Oh.
She always does this. Like, she gets everybody on her side because she's nice and she seems innocent. If you've been willing so long to make changes, we wouldn't be here 6 years later trying to get assistance in our relationship. She does not ever want to move forward and just stop trying to be Aggie to me all the time. She be tripping on me.
I'm
over
Aggie to you
everything.
every day?
Aggie all
I'm
the time.
Aggie?
Every
No,
time.
you're Aggie.
You
You're
know
the
what?
one
It's
that
never a
comes to
situation
my
where
Y'all
we
have
have
answered
a
my
moment.
question. I had all these notes on things that I was willing to talk to you about to make sure that you could find your way back to each other. I wanted to suggest that you need to listen to each other. You need to say what you're gonna do. You need to tell the other one how you feel about them. But quite frankly, it doesn't really matter. You know why? Because y'all aren't interested in saving this relationship. You're not interested in building a foundation of love and trust. I don't know why you're together, and the best thing that could happen to the both of you is that you find someone that can put up with these two personalities, because it's not each other. You know, when people come in here and say they want to save their relationship, I expect them to tick off the ways that they're willing to change.
No, none of them wanted to change at all. The more you tried to help them, the more they bickered.
And the Bickersons is what we were looking at today. I don't even know how they got together. It doesn't seem as if they have anything in common.
I had more in common is trying to put a square peg in a circle.
Oh, that would be true.